Boondockers Welcome host near Trisha's daughter and grandson. But that host, we had stayed with them in the past, and very nice folks. But they don't offer electric, and so we saw that the weekend it was going to be in the 90s during the day and near 80 at night. So we sent them a message explaining our situation, that we needed electric to plug in for the air conditioner, and they, were very understanding with us. So we started Googling. Now this was Thursday, so we needed a place Friday night, the weekend after Memorial Day. And all we've been hearing is how crowded the campgrounds are. You can't get in, you can't get in. We've been hearing this since we bought our first rig almost 4 years ago. And we don't really see that. If we find that if you go to the big areas, you go to Disney, yeah, you need to book it, the campground a year in advance. You're going to be in the national parks? Absolutely. But for campgrounds, we did luck out with Cape Cod. We have a campground that we stayed at a couple of years ago, and we really liked it. And they just happened to have one weekend left, so that's going to be at the end of August. But again, this is Provincetown, Cape Cod. So anyway, we Googled campgrounds in the area of Trisha's daughter and grandson, and we found Old Cedar Campground in Monroeville, New Jersey. So this was Thursday. We booked Friday night and Saturday night with full hookups for like $55 a night with tax. So not bad at all. So we pulled into the campsite. Actually, we booked it through Reserve America, and we were charged for 4 people at like $8 a night per person. It was the 2 of us, and we were going to have Trisha's grandson, so 1 kid. So Friday morning before we checked in, while we're on the road, Trish called and spoke with them, and they adjusted our fees, so that was nice. We pulled into our campsite. The water was a really long site. We had our 30-foot rig and a Jeep and plenty of room lengthwise. And that's how J&D's campground was over in Pennsylvania when we stayed there on Memorial Day weekend. That site was actually like, 70 feet long, 80 feet long, 90 feet long, just huge. So anyway, Old Cedar, we we pulled in. The water was out by the road, no big deal. The electric was where you would expect it to be, on the side of, where you park. And the dump was all the way back behind the RV, which we actually had with an extension hose to drain our tanks. I still had to unplug under the water and drive back to dump. That site was just a lousy setup. And we looked around, and it seems like that was the only one that was laid out like that. So for whatever reason, but anyway, so this campground had a pond for fishing, a really beautiful, very clean swimming pool, and 9 holes of miniature golf. It has a walking path that took you to a nearby winery. So it was really cool. So Trisha's grandson brought his fishing pole. We had a great time. we will definitely be going back to this campground. We saved it on our Google Maps and saved it on our RV GPS, and we will definitely be back. So Sunday we dropped him off and we drove north. We stopped for lunch with Trisha's dad on the way home down in New Jersey, and then came home. So we got home Sunday early evening. A bunch of stuff I had ordered from Amazon was waiting for us. If you go to my Facebook page, Relax RV Podcast, so I changed the name of the Facebook page from Relax RV to Relax RV Podcast. So you can see some of the stuff that was on our porch that we will be installing into the rig this summer. We emptied out the perishables from inside the rig, got our dirty clothes, stuff like that. In the past, we used to do laundry once a week when driving around, and we decided that this year, a lot of our trips, for whatever reason, just seemed to be about 10 days, and instead of just stopping to do laundry, we decided to bring a little extra clothes and towels and such and push it off to 10 days without doing laundry. So that's what we did. So we took out our perishables and such like that. We plugged the RV into the 30 amp at home to trickle charge our 300 amp battery bank. If you want to see a video about the battery bank, you can go to my YouTube channel, Relax RV Podcast on YouTube. There's links to everything down below in the show notes here. So we have a couple of short trips planned this summer. Our next trip will be going out to Indiana. We love stocking up on the groceries out at the Amish area. Their grocery stores and such. The prices are phenomenal. The food is delicious. So we're going to go out there. And then we haven't been to southern Indiana yet. So then we'll shoot down by like Indianapolis and that area. And then head across back east. And probably stop at Old Cedar again and pick up Trisha's grandson for another weekend. So after the Indiana trip, we're going to go up to the Finger Lakes and stay at a couple of campgrounds. We'll meet our friends, Mike and Scott, and their wives for a night in the Finger Lakes, and then we're going to shoot over to Watkins Glen State Park. So I know earlier I mentioned about parks being jam-packed or not really. We've been wanting to stay at Watkins Glen State Park inside the campground there for quite a while now. We've never planned it in advance. It's always been, hey, let's see if there's anything available. And there never is at the last minute. So this one, we went on about a week ago, and we found one site one night, and one site another night, and one site another night. We wanted 3 nights, but we didn't want to bounce sites. So we waited a few days, checked it out again, and found a site. It's like $22 a night or something like that with electric and water, 30 amp. And so we found one site that had 3 nights available, so we booked it. So we're going to go there, and then we'll hit a couple of Harvest Hosts or Boondockers Welcome on the way back home. And then in late August, actually, we'll be going down to Pennsylvania again. And then we'll be going up to Cape Cod at the end of the summer. And that's going to be a longer trip. So, I assume my next episode will be out after we get back from Indiana. But we'll see. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, we bought a Jensen. We got tired of fighting with the stereo that was in the RV. And I mentioned about swapping out the radio and all that with the Jensen. So this was the first time we used it with the Android Auto, which mirrors Google Maps onto the huge 10-inch screen with the cameras and a 10-inch screen. And wow, what a pleasure. Unbelievable. So there's that. Alright, I think that's about it. So down at the bottom of the show notes you'll see links to all the stuff and discounts and things for you. But reach out, say hi, tell me what you think about the podcast. I'm getting listeners, downloads from all over the world. It's amazing how far spread this podcast is. So if you want to let me know where you're from and how you heard about me, that'd be cool. Let me know. Look forward to hearing from you. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys be well. Drive safe. Thanks for listening. And have a good day. Bye-bye.